my name's Sarah and welcome to my very first video on this channel. If I'm looking to the Peak Finder, I apologize in advance. Now, today I wanted to start my first video. I've been on YouTube before, but I sadly had to take a break, so I'm going to reinvent myself, because that's what people do on the internet. Anyway, so today we are doing a burn effect, because why not start school out with a burn effect? School's coming up. It's all the time. I actually have to learn things again. That's not ever fun. So we're gonna do a burn effect, and here are the things you're gonna need. A thing of glue. It's just Elmer's glue. Oh, it's non-toxic, so don't forget to get that brand just in case you have an allergic reaction. And always test this on your own skin, just in case you have an allergic reaction, because I don't want to get sued. So you're also gonna need a Vaseline. Vaseline's just petroleum jelly, whatever. You can basically get this in any store on the entire planet Earth. So you're gonna need some eyeshadows, and I just have my giant Sephora case that has adult help. Oh, I can't. Okay, so it just has. That hurts. So it just has some colors in here. The lighting is gonna really suck right now. But it just has probably every color of the entire rainbow in this kit. So, and since I'm cheap and don't have actually green palettes right now, I'm gonna use eyeshadows because most people do not have this stuff I have. And what else should I do? Think of concealer or white liquid. This is optional. I mean, I use concealer for it. You're gonna need a couple brushes, just any brushes. You really don't. They're not gonna get messed up if you wash them. This is optional. I just have a little pad right here because I refuse to clean my brushes. So I use that because I'm a very lazy person. And then lastly, you're just gonna need a couple of little Q-tips because these things are the best thing in romantic. So let's get started. So first you're going to take your Elmer's glue and you're going to make sure it's non-toxic, and if you're doing this on someone's face, I wouldn't recommend doing this one because it's glue and I don't know how that would work with your skin, but on your hand you're just going to take it and you're going to start spreading it around, and you're going to try to do this all over the place that you want to do it. And what you're going to do, you're going to try to want to do this over, make this really thin so that it dries faster and also looks more realistic, so it's not just like a giant blob. Now, you can do as big as you want, as little as you want. I even had to take a hairdryer to try to get this dry neutrally. I mean, you can just sit if you'd like to, do something while watch TV or something like that. But I would suggest taking a hairdryer, and don't put it on like full heat because I did that and it burnt my skin and it hurt really bad. So if you're gonna do the hairdryer thing, you just put it on the regular. Now, once you make sure that first layer is dry, we are just going to take our glue again and do another layer. Now, I've lost the footage that told me saying this, but when it's drying, make sure, and when you're applicating, make sure your hand is stretched out as far as it can, so when you come to put it in normal resting position, that it's all wrinkly and how we want it. And also, I had to take a hairdryer, and I think I said this already, but I'll see you after 2 more layers, because I ended up doing 3 layers. So I'll see you after all the layers I have are done. Once all your layers are dry, I did 3. I'm just taking a normal eyeshadow brush. I've had this since like the 7th grade, so I decided it was perfect. And I'm just taking a red matte eyeshadow. It's kind of maroon, you can argue, but I'm taking that and dabbing that all over, and I'm not trying to make this look even. If there's patches of red, that's even better. We don't want this to look like a giant circle on our hand. We want it to look real, meaning all real things like that aren't that symmetrical and that pigmented like all around. So if it has little patches, if your skin's still showing through the eyeshadow, that's actually cooler than it is, leave it like that. Don't try to perfect it. I mean, unless you want to, it's your burn if you want to, but the look we're going for here is uneven and realistic. So I'm just doing that all around the scabs and all that. Did my red eyeshadow, I'm taking my yellow on the same brush, and I'm just patting that in. Now, I got a little too much, so I decided I was going to blend it in a little bit. A blending brush is really nice to blend all the colors together so it doesn't look like, again, blobs on top of blobs. It looks all blended together in one giant burn. So I was trying to hesitate. You don't want to put too much yellow in, but you want to put enough to be noticeable. So, because it's the infection, it's a healing, it's the body's way of colors. Next, I'm just taking my fingernails and I'm kind of picking at the ends because those ends didn't have scabs. And what we want in the end effect, all the scabs are going to be all around the burn, and that's what we want. Some sides will automatically do it with the glue because that's where the joint was sitting. But sometimes are really hard to get off. I would advise even like try to take a sharp object, not too sharp, but we want all the scabs on all the places. You can start picking out with your fingernails or anything you'd like to do to get that edge. Now we're going to take some concealer, and a concealer will do, and we're going to dab it all on the scabs that we just picked, and we'll make them whiter because they already have some pigment on them and we don't want too much pigment on it. So that's how that's working. And we just want to blend it in as best we can and make it look like the actual scab. I just took my fingers and I just tried blending in as best as I could. And we don't want to make it look too perfect again. We're going for non-perfection here. So just keep blending. I even came in with a cotton swab or whatever you want to call it, and I even dug up the skin a little more and blended it in. I felt it was easier to blend like that, and also a good way to get all the scabs up with the concealer. I think it just gives it a better look and it makes it look good. Now that we have our scabs situated, I'm taking in with a brown matte eyeshadow. All of the colors in here are matte, and I'm just going around all the edges because when you get a burn, it's going to be brown, it's going to be rusty, and especially for the burn that we're doing right now. So we don't want to, again, we don't want to overdo it. We're all going to blend them in. So I'm just taking it around the edges mostly. We want to leave the center with some pigment of red and some pigment of the other colors that we did. Now if you did what I did here, I just took a cotton swab and I just blended it out so it didn't look like just a line of brown. Now that we have our scab all colored, I'm just pinching it to make it look more ruffled and wrinkled. And then I'm taking some petroleum jelly, and this is Vaseline. You can get this at any place. As I said in the beginning, any store, any place. It's for burns, cuts, and scars. You'll probably find it in the section of like CVS where all the first aid is. And all we're going to do is we are going to open it up and take a little tiny amount. Now, with this particular project, a little goes a long way because we don't want to make it too over shiny. So what we're going to do, I'm literally taking the tiniest amount, not even like a little glob, just rubbing some of it on my fingers, and all I'm doing is just rubbing it into the skin because then it looks like that shiny muscle kind of look, and it's going to be all shiny and it's going to look more realistic and it's going to be good. And Vaseline is not harmful at all. Again, it's a medical product. Most people should know what it is. And finally, I took some red eyeshadow and came back in it because I think I got rid of a lot of my red. Now, you can do this with your fingers because I came back in my brush and it kind of got Vaseline in my brush. So if you use a really nice brush that you use every day, I suggest going back in your fingers. But again, you can always wash them. It's not like Vaseline is going to destroy all your brushes if you wash them regularly. And now we have our nice burn. So it's very nice. I think it's realistic, and yeah, you got your nice burn. Good for you. Okay, hi guys, I'm back. So, I know the lighting's a little different. I only have this one singular, like, you know, like the sprout out lamps that you have, like the ones with the 5 bulbs. Only one light bulb's in it, and it's already, like, lighting up my entire room. So I know the lighting is really disgusting, but just hopefully ignore it. So you have your burn done. I think it looks pretty realistic. You can always change it up, you know. I a lot of times just like play around with it. It's all about what you want to do, really. You know, what kind of burn you're doing. You know, I'm gonna experiment with doing like some of my feet and stuff, and I might put that in a future video. But anyway, I just kind of want to explain some things I'm gonna do on my channel, since this was kind of just like a, ooh, I want to make a video now kind of thing. I'm gonna be doing gaming videos, I'm gonna be doing just life videos. I think I'm funny, I don't think so though, just bear with me, okay? I'm gonna try to upload regularly. I kind of have for the age I am, I kind of have a busy schedule, you know. I'm at dance for a lot of hours, and then I'm in junior honor society a lot of hours, and then I'm in places at the same time, and I'm in theater and all that stuff, and I'm at new productions. But you know what? That's all new things to. You can see me, not there, over there. It's weird. I'm trying to look in the camera. It's different. But thank you for watching. You know, most of y'all are probably from my not even watching this far anyway. But I'd like to give you a big thank you because you took. I don't know how long this video is gonna be, but you took your time to watch me do some things you probably are just gonna be. So, I'm Queen of Oceanic Unicorns. Goodbye!